Hey everyone, I am Pranjal Jain from University College of Medical Sciences, Delhi, and I am here to present the surgery allied case presentation. We'll start from the personal details of the patient. The patient is a 43-year-old man with chief complaints of intermittent crampy abdominal pain. He is suffering from bilious vomiting, and there has been no passage of flatus or stool since yesterday. The past history shows that he underwent exploratory laparotomy for trauma to abdomen 3 years back. The general examination shows that he is feverish with 100.5 Fahrenheit temperature. The BP is 140 by 80 mmHg. The pulse is also tachycardic with 105 beats per minute. The respiratory rate is also high with 24 breaths per minute. The systemic examination shows that there is distension in the abdomen, is a presence of a midline surgical scar, tenderness throughout the abdomen, and no masses were found on palpation. There was also no hernia on palpation. The bowel sounds were hypoactive with occasional high-pitched rushes, indicating that there may be some kind of obstruction. There were also no stool on rectal examination. WBC count is 16,000 per mm square, which is high. 85% neutrophils, 4% bands, 10% lymphocyte, and 1% monocytes. The hemoglobin and hematocrit are normal with 18 gram per deciliter and 48% values respectively. The serum amylase is 135. The normal is less than 85 IU per liter, indicating that the pancreas may be involved. The radiological findings shows that there are multiple fluid levels and gas shadows in the upper part of the abdomen. These are present in the radiographs. In the B, we can see that there are multiple fluid levels, and the A radiograph, we can see that they are present in the upper part of the abdomen. The provisional diagnosis made is there is small bowel obstruction due to post-operative adhesions. We concluded this because there is bilious vomiting, which is indicating that the obstruction is in the upper part of the abdomen. There is crampy abdominal pain, distension of abdomen showing that there is bowel enlargement, constipation, which is again an indication that there is obstruction of some kind, and the X-ray findings show multiple fluid levels. The small bowel obstruction can be due to multiple reasons. The first and the most prevalent one is intestinal adhesions, which is cause of 50 to 70% cases. The bands of fibrous tissue in abdominal cavity formed after abdominal surgery are called adhesions. They can obstruct the bowel lumen, leading to obstruction. In this diagram, we can see how the bowel is obstructed and there is bowel enlargement. The obstruction can be due to enteric strictures in bowel diseases such as Crohn's and tuberculosis. These are prevalent in developing countries like India. There can be also volvulus, which is twisting and knotting of the intestinal tract. This can be a complication for adhesions as well, as volvulus can form around the band of adhesion. As we can see in this diagram, the volvulus strangulates the small intestine. There can also be intussusception, in which is the condition in which the intestine telescopes into itself. This is also shown in this diagram where the intestine moves into the part of the intestine itself. There can be also mesenteric ischemia, a condition in which there is injury to small intestine occurs due to not enough blood supply. It is usually due to thrombosis in the mesenteric arteries. There can also be bolus obstruction in form of GB stone. This is called GB ileus. There can be trichobezoars and phytobezoars. In developing countries, there can be worms like Ascaris, which can cause the obstruction. There can also be stetholith. Since the pancreas was involved, we can also say that there may be chances of acute pancreatitis. The patient is recommended for further investigations in form of a CT scan, which can provide a definitive diagnosis. A CT scan provides information about the site of the obstruction and what kind of obstruction there is. The basic management for adhesions is both conservative and surgical treatment. In the conservative treatment, there is given aggressive fluid resuscitation in form of Hartmann's fluid or the Ringer lactate solution. There is also bowel decompression by nasogastric tube, in which the food is removed from the obstructed bowel so as to prevent any formation of bacterial growth or and to reduce the bowel enlargement. There is also administration of antibiotics, which is very important so as to prevent any bacterial growth. The antibiotics are targeted for the gram negative and anaerobic bacteria. There is also administration of analgesia and antiemetics so as to relieve the patient of symptoms. Early surgical consultation can be done. The surgical treatment is only given if the patient is not relieved of symptoms or the obstruction by 72 hours by the conservative management. There can be two ways for the surgery. There can be open exploratory laparotomy or there can be laparoscopic adhesional lysis. And the assessment of the obstruction is done by the site of the obstruction, nature of the obstruction, and the viability of the gut. In the open laparotomy, where the gut is open and the adhesions are removed by electrocautery. This is a very painful procedure and the post-op is painful. The laparoscopic adhesional lysis, which is now a more common and more preferred way, we use laparoscopes so as to remove the adhesions. Since the incisions are very small, it is the hospital stay is very less and the pain is very less in the post-op. Hence, it is the preferred way of surgically treating adhesions. Thank you.